Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, how we're going to fix these bad boys together, and overall just general backhanding of tyranny. I'm going to be honest, it's a great time passing freedom on to the next generation. All right, guys, listen. We have got a hit. I swear to you, it's like we know exactly what these people are going to do before they even do them. They are now putting out from the media, from the left, about how the gun controller's new gun control bill in Colorado is a new way forward. Because after all, if you're going to be a criminal and you have to reload, you aren't going to be a criminal anymore. Guys, we can read these people incredibly well. You knew it, I knew it. Now let's explore how they're trying to frame this. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Can't wait to hear what you guys think. Of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, because let's just face it, YouTube is doing that thing where they're unsubscribing people. All right, guys, we're going to dive into this article right here. Colorado's new tack on gun control. Make it harder to reload. Yeah, that makes sense. And we're going to have fun with that in 1 second after a quick word from our sponsor. This is Checkmate. All right, so guys, last time we're going to talk about it this month, but I think you guys need to check this out. There's a link in the description box if you're looking for something that holds on to little pieces of freedom and distributes them much like acorns at high velocities with loud decibel levels. Yeah, they make OEM or original equipment manufacturing for the main freedom seed producers in the entire world. So if you've had or partaken in a Second Amendment activity in the last 40 years following their innovation and their market demand, you would already probably be in contact with their products. Again, they hold things that go in things that distribute things. High velocity, high decibel. It's linked in the description box below, but if you have one of those pesky Freedom Seed distributors that is rather picky with how it's, well, you get it. Everything's linked in the description box below. Thank you to Checkmate. Let's get into this, guys. I swear, there's nothing new under the sun when it comes to gun controllers. They just do what they do. All right. Colorado has taken an unprecedented approach to a decades-old dilemma for gun control advocates, limiting the firepower of the popular AR-15 rifle. Okay, it's not a decades-old dilemma. It's a decades-old hard-on for taking someone's rights. That's what it is. They're focusing on AR-15s because they think they're the scariest thing that the main population is going to allow them to do, and then they're going to move into handguns. It is well known. It's not even a question. But it's an unprecedented approach to a decades-old dilemma. Magazines. Okay. They know that we have pending cases at the Supreme Court around magazines, and multiple states have magazine limiting laws in place. But don't worry, guys. It's an unprecedented approach. They've never seen it before. It's almost like Every Town for Gun Safety wants to get some kudos for their accolades in pushing this bill forward. Oh, you don't believe me that they did that? Let me just scoot down to this orange highlight real quick. Right down here, Allison Shee, senior counsel at Every Town for Gun Safety, a gun control group backed by former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, came to Sullivan with the legislation idea. So Sullivan is this guy. If you've been watching this channel, let me know in the comments field if you have. You would know my name for this guy. Leave it in the comments field before I come back and say my little nickname. But this is the bill's sponsor. This is the guy who pushed the entire thing forward, assaulting the rights of an entire state because Every Town for Gun Safety gave him $1 million in his campaign. Yeah, time's up. Squeaky man mole. This is the guy who threw out the petitions from his own constituents in this entire thing. But let's continue. Gun control groups hail the measure as a bold step forward, reducing the death toll in mass shootings because attackers won't be able to easily reload when they run out of bullets. You heard that right. Criminals and murderers are now not going to murder because they can't reload. So, what you're talking about is a attached magazine to an AR-15 that because it's attached, criminals aren't going to criminal anymore. And if they decide to criminal, they can only impact 15 incidences of criminalism. That's obviously the solution to the dreaded AR-15. They're actually trying to tell you this. Normal magazines, which are just normal magazines, are around 30 rounds. Give or take if you want one in there, extra 30, 29, whatever, different thoughts. But the capacity is 30. In Colorado, they're down to 15, and their big takeaway, not addressing criminality, not addressing the culture, not addressing the brain rot and the heart rot in our country and the decline of morality. No. Let's cut down from 30 rounds to 15 rounds. That way, only 15 people get hurt. That's it. Anyway, let's continue. The bill's chief sponsor, Democratic State Senator Tom Sullivan, squeaky man mole, said the new law was needed because assault weapon bans, long touted by Democrats and gun control groups as an answer to the nation's mass shooting scourge, don't work. Did Everytown for Gun Safety just make an adjustment to their whole platform? Now AR bans don't work, assault weapon bans don't work. I thought they hailed them as the pinnacle of control. But now they don't work. So now we got to go to attached magazines and fix magazines with limiting capacities. Okay. Quote, "We need to find something else," he said. "It's the number of bullets that puts the mass in mass shooting." These are the people, Colorado, you're allowing to take your rights. It's the bullets' fault. It was the gun's fault, but that didn't sell, so now it's the bullets' fault. Legislation blocking sales of semi-automatic rifles with detachable magazines has been attempted recently in a handful of states, but Colorado was the first to pass such a law. It takes effect in August of 2026. Detachable magazines can hold dozens of rounds, and when shooters run out of bullets, they can quickly swap in another full magazine. In most states, AR-15s are sold with 30-round mags. Under Colorado's new law, magazines are limited to 15 rounds and must be fixed to the gun, requiring the shooter to reload ammunition manually into the weapon, a slower process. Or the criminal just brings 2. Guys, this is the level of stupidity. Don't address the issues that are causing it. No. Address the issue that's assuming the actual tool that's being used for evil. The gun is bad. It's the gun's fault because guns exist, crime exists. Well, that one got debunked by this channel and other channels in your work. So that one died and gun rights groups. And now it's not the gun's fault anymore. Now it's the bullet's fault. Guys, let's continue. Other states are considering similar legislation, including Democratic-controlled New Mexico. A federal version, sponsored by 3 Democratic senators and 1 independent, has been introduced in Congress but is unlikely to pass. Duh, because it's stupid. But anyway, let's get back to this. The reason that we cover this, and the reason that we cover the things that we cover on this channel, are because they have much broader implications. It may seem small to one state when it's happening, but then when it passes, the gun controllers, every single time, without fail, they look at that and they go, hey, it worked in Colorado, let's put it in 13 other states real quick. And they do it quickly. It's hive mind. It's how it works. And every time that they have a purple state that flexes blue, they have this bill that Everytown for Gun Safety dusts off a shelf and hands to them and says, try to ram this through in a purple legislature. This is exactly what happens, guys. That's why we fight on this on a national level. Despite a federal assault weapons ban from 1994 to 2004, gun makers continue to legally produce modified AR-15s that operated nearly identically to banned models, which is perfectly legal because all it was aesthetic. State bans also led to similar workarounds by manufacturers. Civilians owned about 400,000 AR-15s in 1994. Today, they own at least 20 million. Great job. I wonder if that has anything to do with why they're shifting to the bullet's fault versus the gun's fault. Because they were rejected by people. There's the governor who signed this tyrannical order. And I think that's all I had for you in this article. Yeah, I did. The bottom line here, guys, this guy right here, paid for in his entire campaign by Everytown for Gun Safety, pushed this forward in Colorado, saying it's not the guns, it's no longer AWB'S, assault weapon bans don't work, now it's the bullets and the reloading. Because if it's not that tool, it's another tool, it can't be the people. So now, this guy just inspired this bill to be passed, he threw out petitions from his constituents, and he's going to start a years-long court battle that's going to happen in Colorado, because this is dramatically unconstitutional. But don't worry, they're still going to do more. And we'll be right here fighting them. Everything will be linked in the description box. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Don't let YouTube win, and I'll see you on the next one.